Hello Sagittarius, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is for the month of March. We're going to do the overview for the month of March. Thank you so much for clicking here, whether you are someone who is brand new, and if you are, I hope that you will stay. I hope you'll subscribe. Take a look in our comments and you'll see that we have a lovely time in the comments. We're getting to know each other. I like to be there as well. Thanks so much for trying this, for clicking here and trying 10 of Cups Tarot. For those of you who are my ride or dies and you're here all the time clicking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, please make sure that you're still subscribed because, you know, sometimes they come through and sweep the bots and maybe you get caught up in that, Sagittarius. So thank you for the ways that you've been loving on this channel. I'm here to do this reading for the month of March. Let's figure out what's going on here. For the month of March, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sagittarius, if you're wanting a private read, there is a sale on, but it's only on until the 24th at midnight. So if you want a private read and you want to get 10% off my services, please look below this video. Everything you need is there, a link and a code for the 10% off. All right, here we go. Let's take a look here. The first card out is going to be the current self, the energy that you come into March with. The current self, your energy is the Ace of Pentacles. I like it. You're ready to change everything. You're ready to plant a pentacle, watch it grow. You're ready to plant a pentacle and ready to receive whatever it is that the universe is ready to give you with that Ace of Pentacles. It is something that changes your life. It puts you on a totally different path, different trajectory. It is something that is going to grow into abundance. Next card out is the overall theme for the month of March. Tell me about the overall theme for the month of March. We do have the Seven of Cups, so it's going to be confusing, overwhelming, but also the reason it's going to be that is because you have so many opportunities. I feel like you're going to pick one of these opportunities. I feel like you walk into March looking for an opportunity to plant a pentacle somewhere to grow your abundance, and I feel like you have a lot of opportunities coming at you. But consequentially, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming or kind of confusing. So that could be the overall theme for the month. We have a key goal for you to pursue. What is one of the key goals for you to pursue in the month of March, Sagittarius? We have the Page of Cups. So it is possibly, I would say, looking really closely at your relationships. The Page of Cups could be new relationships. And I feel like you are looking for a good, kind, relationship that is nourishing, and whether it's someone you know or someone you don't, I don't care. This indicates it could be someone new. So for the month of March, for some of you, maybe you're looking at meeting someone new. Some of you might be looking at receiving or giving an apology too. An obstacle to overcome in the month of March, an obstacle to overcome is the Knight of Wands, being too impulsive, doing things too quickly, not getting enough information before you act or react. And then we have a major accomplishment for you. What will be the major accomplishment in the month of March? The major accomplishment is slowing down. Sagittarius, you know you can be a little impulsive. Look, I'm a Sag rising, I get it. And you know what? It's kind of a good mixture, I think, if you've got Sag with another sort of maybe an earth energy or something that's really grounded and moves slow, because you are a risk taker, but you're willing to go over the details and move a little slower, maybe be a little more patient. Maybe you're holding back just a little, making sure that everything is coming together. It doesn't matter when you get to the point you want to be at, you will get there. But, you know, it's really important to get there in the best way. Being patient and going over whatever details you want to get out of this moving forward here to a major accomplishment here. So the next card out, number 6 spot here, is what to avoid. What should you be avoiding in the month of March here, Sagittarius? Should be avoiding arguments, fights, possibly, you know, conflict, disagreements. Yeah, having verbal battles, I think. If you're a person who likes to argue, some people do, and if you're a person who likes to argue or tends to get into arguments, I'm going to say that could cause isolation and alienation. So I feel like this card is telling me what you should avoid is, yeah, battles, conflicts, disagreements, that kind of thing in the month of March. If you can walk away from it, please do that. Next card out is what you should be embracing in March. What you should be embracing is the Two of Cups in the reverse. So the Two of Cups in the reverse, it makes me feel like you don't have a love interest in your life, but I think you should be embracing that in the month of March. Take the time to balance your situation here. there could be something that you are mourning, that you've lost, possibly. Maybe it was an unhealthy relationship, though. The Two of Cups does tell me that when it's in the reverse. It could be an unhealthy relationship, but it also could be a new course of action. I feel like maybe this Five of Swords may have contributed to the Two of Cups in the reverse, which may be a breakup or a falling out with a friend, someone that you love, maybe a family member. Take it as it resonates. Next card out is where to find support. Where would you find support in the month of March, Sag? We do have the Five of Wands, and again, it's about positioning yourself in the right place. If you're feeling in lack, if you're feeling like there's too much competition, if you feel like you can't make a decision because there is indecision, I feel like you are supposed to hold back and make your move carefully. Making sure you look at the situation so it doesn't come to a place where you're feeling in lack. We do have the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands, though, and I want to say that when 1-5 comes up for me as a reader, it is lack. But when 2-5s come up, more than 1-5 for me is quick change. We're headed toward quick change. So it feels like this two of Cups being in the reverse in the middle of these two could tell me that maybe you don't trust in love, or that you are, what is it? You don't trust love, and that's why you're moving slowly at it. You're supposed to position yourself in the right place, but do it slowly. You think that there's too much competition out there, and I'm kind of over it. Could be that the last relationship ended in harsh words. Let's look at your advice for the month here, Sagittarius. Tell me what your energy for the month is, your advice. The advice is to take any new beginnings that come at you, but be careful. Like when we look at the Fool energy here, the Fool is about taking a leap of faith, but taking an educated leap of faith. When the Fool is in the reverse, you could get hurt, or maybe you're in a place where if you jump too quickly, you could possibly end up being a fool, right? Looking foolish. But I feel like if you move at things slowly, even though there's competition or you have indecision can be a little good sometimes because it will hold you back from situations where you may be more impulsive. So this is Aries energy here. We do have some Virgo energy. Of course, we've got them all. Fire, water, take it as it resonates. We do have justice. I do believe that some sort of truth is coming out in the month of March. Some sort of truth. Maybe you'll find some things out about you, but it's also maybe the Eight of Pentacles is about the workplace. Take it as it resonates. For some of you, you're going to find a truth about yourself or about the workplace or someplace that something you've been really working hard on, and I feel like you get victory. The Six of Wands is there. All right, let's take a look at a deck. Clarify your current self, the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you walk into March feeling pretty positive that it is time for new growth. It's time to hit a new trail in the Pentacle world. Maybe you're getting a new job, a new friend, a new love interest. Take it as it resonates. Tell me what the Ace of Pentacles is here for. We do have the Four of Cups. You were feeling a little bored back there in February, I feel. Close to the end of February, you're feeling that you are sort of in this redundant energy of not receiving love, not giving love. It's kind of a place where you're not sure what to do. So I feel like what you're going to do is you're going to invest in the self. I think that's what you're thinking about. You're going to invest in the self here. We have Strength card. Feels like you are holding back, trying to gain courage to move forward here. I feel like you have a lot of options as to where you're going to be able to plant this Ace of Pentacles, and you're holding back, going slow, just in order to make a decision that's right. Even though you want to make an impulsive decision, I feel that you're holding back. And then we have the Three of Cups. So you might be wanting to hold back here from some sort of a reunion. Possibly you're wondering, look, this has been a stagnant relationship for a while. Should I reinvest? Should I invite someone in? Should we come back together or have this reunion? Maybe it's time for us to invest something in this connection. Maybe it will work. But I think you're holding back from that. Also, for others of you, if it's not that situation, I feel like you're going to get some sort of an invitation to invest. So it feels like somebody wants you to invest in some sort of a social situation. Can you come to my place for dinner? Could you be a +1 at a wedding? It feels like you're walking into some sort of fun, exciting sort of energy. That's what it feels like. But I want to say that when it comes in as a request, you're going to hold yourself back because you're kind of in this energy of the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, which is I'm not really interested in sharing my energy with anybody. I'm really interested in investing in myself. So it could be for some of you that you'll have a reunion with somebody that you're willing to invest in or who wants to invest in you. And others of you, it feels like you will be getting some sort of an invitation to go out somewhere social, be with people, amongst people, but you're going to hold back from that. I don't know that you want to. All right. Tell me about the Seven of Cups, please. The overall theme for the month is the Seven of Cups. I think the Seven of Cups is asking you to make a decision about all the invitations or options that you have coming in early in the month. We do have the Nine of Wands tells me that you're kind of sort of keeping them at arm's length. You're trying to fend them off. Maybe you have too many options or opportunities coming at you in the first couple of weeks here of the March energy here, March 2024. We do have the Eight of Cups and we have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. So I feel like you're not interested in dating right now. It feels like you're not interested in entering into any sort of friends with benefits thing. You're not interested in it feels like you don't have any clarity. You don't have any clarity. You're not interested in talking about it. That's what it feels like. It feels as though you're holding back or trying to disconnect from this energy because you don't really have any clarity about what the end result will be and you're tired of getting hurt. So I feel like it's almost like you're hiding yourself away. I don't think that you'll do it permanently, but I feel like you're kind of avoiding the options or opportunities that are coming at you for the heart space. It feels like you're feeling emotionally disconnected here and you don't really have any clarity as to what you want to do. You don't really want to talk to anybody. I'm not sure I want to take your cup. I don't really know what I want to do with this energy, but I do know that I'm feeling a little bit disconnected emotionally because I've been heavily burdened. It feels like you've been exhausted or it feels like I want to say just hold on that the last wand is coming here, and I believe it comes in with the Knight of Wands, but we'll take a look at that we do have the last wand that is coming here to help you drop your burdens. I feel to you it's become really burdensome for all of this to be coming at you at once. Now, it could be people wanting to date you. Absolutely, it could be that, but I think these opportunities are more than that. Because you're sort of disconnected in your Eight of Cups, not wanting to settle for anything and not willing to talk about settling for anything, I feel like it's becoming sort of exhaustive for you. That you keep getting these invites or invitations, people wanting to take you out or date you or what have you, but I feel like you're fending them all off. I don't feel like you're trying to avoid getting hurt one last time, but in effect, you are standing behind the fear wall. So you really are blocking any of that new love that's trying to come in to get you. But it's up to you. It's up to you. You can stay behind that wall or you can come out, right? I feel like you're just exhausted with people not giving you any clarity about feelings and you're just kind of disconnecting from that whole thing. All right. We do have a key goal for you to pursue. Why is the Page of Cups here? Fool, a new beginning here. Okay, that makes a little more sense. We do have the Hanged Man, and we have the Knight of Swords. I'm going to say that with the Five of Pentacles and the Fool here, it feels like you really do want to have new love. Like it feels like you do want to meet someone new, possibly just, the Page of Cups is like flirting. It's like maybe going out over coffee and maybe flirting a little bit. It's like a small love, right? It's a affection, as I call it. But it feels like you really could use to get out, go on a date, maybe not even a date, maybe just meet somewhere and not call it a date, right? It feels like you've been holding yourself back or feeling a little stuck, feeling like it's like, Elsie, I don't have any opportunities. I don't have any options. I don't have any love things coming toward me here. Well, if that's you, I feel like for some of you, it's because you're in this stuck energy here. It feels like you've blocked yourself from love, and it's probably because of the previous trauma you've had in relationships, but you're feeling a little bit blocked, and whether you decide that you're doing that consciously or not, it feels like that's how it's being shown to the universe. We do have the Knight of Swords here, and it feels like you just want fun, witty banter. I feel like you want to meet someone who hasn't who doesn't have the same interests as you, someone who's maybe brave and courageous and impulsive, and it feels like maybe someone who can stimulate you in the mind, right? This is Gemini energy. Someone who's really smart, someone who can stimulate you intellectually rather than coming at you with all these cups. I don't think you're doing it with the cups anymore. I feel like you've got specific criteria as to what you want your new love to look like, and that is somebody who's got like witty banter. Like Gemini is very witty, right? Very fun, always laughing. It's this kind of class clown energy, and I'm not calling you a clown if you're a Gemini. Please understand that. But I want to say that this new beginning here is very specific. You're looking at someone who is in tune with their spiritual self, someone who's also moving slowly, or maybe someone who's a little bit stuck like you, but it feels like you just want to have some intuitive, fun, witty banter. It feels like you will probably find someone I think is about to crash into your life. It feels like someone is charging in to meet you here. And so whether you meet through a friend or a situation, maybe this invitation, it feels like you are about to meet somebody new in the month of March, Sagittarius. All right. And then we have an obstacle for you to overcome, which is being too impulsive. Stop jumping through all the hoops that people set up for you. You don't have to do that. I feel like I feel like that's a bit of an obstacle for you, that you would rather move slow. You could have maybe some earth energy, but it feels like what you're supposed to do is hold yourself back and not be too impulsive. Holding back is the Eight of Swords for sure. I wouldn't suggest getting up in your head and being stuck there, but I do feel like you want to move forward. But I think that you struggle with maybe how to do that. Like for you, it's like all or nothing. Like you either sit home disconnected, or it's like Knight of Wands energy, jumping right in head first here. And I feel like you kind of obsess over where's the balance. Maybe you're looking for the balance, right? Sagittarius is always looking for the balance, right? That is the Temperance energy. We do have the Five of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I think you're supposed to go ahead with a line of questioning. I want to say, don't be impulsive. Make sure that you slow it down just a little bit. Look, I feel like you're obsessively thinking, if I am impulsive and I do jump through everyone else's hoops and do something for everyone else and nothing for me, I feel like this is true. You will get stuck in some sort of a sad regret here, but I do believe that the Queen of Swords is here to save you, to tell you, look, you just need to learn the lessons of the Queen of Swords. And what is that? Someone who is thinking with, intellectually. And I think that's why you match really good with the Gemini. Maybe you do have a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placement, but it feels like you are looking for the intellectual conversation. Then instead of jumping into something passionately because fire burns out, you're going to go at a connection intellectually. But you're going to ask a lot of questions. Have you been hurt before? Who has hurt you before? Have you left anyone behind? What are your regrets? I think you need to ask this person. I think you need to ask a lot of questions before you jump into anything that has to do with fire. All right. A major accomplishment is moving slow. This is a major accomplishment for Sagittarius, for sure. It's not being impulsive, not saying the first thing that comes to mind. It's reading the room, being patient, right? And I feel like this might be an accomplishment that you are going to come across sometime in the middle of March here. We do have the Ten of Cups in the reverse. We have the World card. Yeah, I think you want to avoid this emotional unhappiness here. Maybe you've had some relationships that have broken up because of not being slow enough, or trying to push this person along into a relationship. Maybe they want to go slow and you want to go fast. I feel like that's the thing that you are accomplishing. That's your milestone here. I feel like with the Ten of Cups in the reverse, that you are going to be learning, or will come upon some sort of shift that will allow you to see a lesson, that patience is the thing that you need to go with. I know it can be hard to follow sometimes, especially when you're a fire sign. You can be a little impulsive with the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is in the reverse. I feel like it might have to do with friendships and with family and people that you've known in the past. And I feel like maybe that some of these relationships ended up in upset, right? And again, whether it's 10 or 6, it is about cups. And I feel like it's about relationships. And the Six of Cups being in the reverse tells me that maybe you're going to stop feeling badly about that, the relationships that didn't work out. Like maybe you had long-term relationships that didn't work out. I think you need to stop feeling badly about that. I've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo energy here, which is fixed energy. And I feel like once you do make it past this Six of Cups here, once you do make it past the Six of Cups in reverse, then I feel like this is going to be a milestone for you. Moving at things slowly rather than doing it impulsively, and no longer feeling bad about the things that you said to someone who disconnected from you in the past. People maybe that you've had long-term relationships with, or that you've been friends with forever, or someone in your family that you've disconnected from. It feels like an accomplishment. You've closed the door here, or a milestone here. We do have the Seven of Cups, which tells me you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed about ending things, about closing the door. But I want to say that you're so patient, that you've taken it long enough by this time, that you've taken this emotional overload long enough, and I feel like it's time to shut the door on it. Six of Cups in the reverse. Maybe you really didn't know who they were to begin with. But I think you're supposed to really go over the details of whether or not you're going to do this. Just because the crazy lady in Canada told you that you need to close down some of the relationships with people that don't appreciate you or no longer have a connection to you, that's not a reason to do it. The reason to do it would be when you feel the shift and it's time for you to do it, then you should do that. I feel like it's going to be an overwhelming time of closing doors and things that you don't really need. You're going to be removing those things that make you feel emotionally overwhelmed or confused. You're going to close the door on that emotional overwhelm or confusion. We do have card number 6, which is what to avoid, the Five of Swords, right? If you go at things slowly and you close the door on relationships that you no longer needed, and you're feeling a little bit overly emotional, it's a good idea not to open up conversation, because it could end up being in conflict and disagreement, right? Some sort of a battle. You're supposed to avoid battles and stay in balance in the month of March. Tell me more about this. We have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Chariot, and we do have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you need more solid boundaries. That's all it is. You need more solid boundaries. You need to be honest with yourself and honest to other people. And the boundaries are not for them, right? They are for you. You need to decide who you're going to let in. And whenever somebody does A, they're always going to get B. Be very consistent with your boundaries. And don't say, today you're not allowed to do this to me, and then allow them to do it 2 weeks later. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you are supposed to keep your boundaries, and in effect, keeping your boundaries will keep you out of conflict and disagreement. We do have the Page of Pentacles here. I feel like this is something new you're going to try. I want to say that this is a gift. Keeping the boundaries, like when I learned that boundaries were for me, that I didn't have to push people out of my life. I had to make sure that I was in control of me and that the universe would take care of everything else. So I feel like you need to put up these boundaries, whether they are small boundaries, right? Page of Pentacles, whether they are small boundaries, small energetic boundaries. I feel like you were supposed to avoid getting into fights and arguments here. We do have the Chariot here. You will have victory doing this. This is something that is going to work out for you here. The Chariot is Cancer energy. I do feel like you will have victory here. You are racing to the end of the month, to the finish line here, and I think this is something that you learn before you end this month. So the Two of Cups being in the reverse, and that is what to embrace. For some of you, maybe you've had a relationship that's broken up. Maybe you are single now for some of you. And I feel like it feels like for some of you, it's going to be that you're going to meet somebody and you're going to date them exclusively. This is like pairing off to the exclusion of everything else. Or for some of you, it could be that you've broken up with somebody or they've broken up with you and now you are single. I feel like you need to move strategically through that, and I feel like you are holding back from some sort of a new beginning because there is the Two of Cups, which is in the reverse. It feels like you need to take time to balance your emotional energy before you decide to move forward. And so I want to say your emotional energy here is confusion. We do have the Seven of Cups here, which is confusion. And we do have the Eight of Cups, which is you being emotionally disconnected. So I feel that you really do need to get this under control first before you even think about moving into some sort of a new emotional beginning here. Tell me about the Two of Cups being in the reverse. We do have the Death card, we have the Star, and we have the Emperor. So for some of you, you may have had an ending with somebody, that there may have been some sort of an ending. We have the Death and the Star card here, which tells me something ended, and then the universe moved in to help you heal. I feel like even though there was an ending, that you broke up with somebody, or somebody that you probably were dating for at least a couple of months, that there has been a breakup here. And I feel like you thought about it a lot. This is very cerebral energy. You can see the star over the person's head here. It's a connection to the universe. It's a connection to self. It's being hopeful. It's being healed. I feel like you're trying to heal from something that went awry, someone that you broke up with. You realized that they were not the person for you. I feel like you changed or you transformed, and that's really what we're all supposed to be doing, right? Changing and transforming our lives. But I feel like what it leads to is this. Either you're the one taking charge of everything, taking charge of the Two of Cups, which means you're saying, I had a part in it. I was a bit responsible for allowing this person in, or for the breakup. I feel like you're healing all of that. But I also feel for some of you that there may be a love interest coming, that because you have chosen to turn your back on whatever's going on with the Two of Cups and heal instead of moving forward, that I feel for some of you, the Emperor indicates that you're taking charge of that you're no longer going to allow yourself to be taken in that way. But for others of you, I feel like the healing brings in some sort of an Aries connection here. Someone who is an Emperor, someone who is in charge of a lot of things, carries a lot of things with them. They're someone who is in charge of the empire, so they could be a president, a vice president. They are someone who provides stability and money, and someone who is very sort of balanced when they're in the upright, but someone who is also a conqueror and knows what they want and never gets invested unless they feel like they're going to win. Right? So it feels like somebody who is coming in, possibly a masculine leaning energy for you here. Next card is where to find support. So I feel like you're going to be finding support in the Five of Wands, which is indecision. And I think that indecision is going to allow you to hold back just a little bit, be patient, and not move forward so quickly here. It does feel like you feel that you're like at odds with people, or you are somebody who feels like you're always in competition for love, or always in competition for someone's attention. Tell me about the Five of Wands. We have the Six of Swords, we have the Three of Swords in the reverse, and we have the Queen of Wands. I feel like where you're going to find support is within the self. We do have the Queen of Wands here, and that's you, right? Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. This is Sagittarius energy. I feel like you're going to find the support within, because I feel like you are healing some sort of a broken heart. We are talking about a relationship that went bad. And then we do have the Six of Swords, which tells me that you've decided that you're going to stop worrying and move away from the Three of Swords energy. And I think that you find this independent energy, knowing that you can have whatever you want when you want it. You just got to go get it. But I feel like you're feeling a little bit hesitant to go out there, because maybe there's a lot of competition. Right? Maybe there is. And so what if there is? You're the Queen of Wands. You're the Queen of Wands. You can get whatever you want if you put your mind to it. Tell me about the Fool, please. This is your advice. You're supposed to take a leap of faith, or have some sort of a new beginning here, and a new balanced beginning. I feel like you're going to get the truth about something. This is karmic balance, and I want to say that something's being said in your favor that is going to balance you here. It is going to give you... you're going to find out the truth of something. We do have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. And we do have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel like it has to do with that relationship that broke down. It feels like you're going to get the truth about that. That somebody really wasn't as invested in you as you were in them. Somebody who stopped the connection, and I don't think it was you. I feel like somebody didn't want to fully invest. That you thought that they were just taking their time and going slow. Maybe they were an earth sign. But I feel like this person completely stopped and decided that they didn't want to move forward. I say this is rejection is protection. I feel like if this thing did not work out for you, that the universe moved this person out of your life or out of the way for a reason. And I think that you're supposed to be focused and concentrating on yourself. This is, by the way, where you will find support, right? Within the Queen of Wands, which is you. So I feel like you are supposed to focus on your own abundance. You're supposed to focus on building something from the ground up, your business, whatever it is in the Pentacle world. I feel like this is time for you to stop, look around, and figure out what it is that you want to do in a very pointed way, right? We've got this energy that is stopped in its tracks here. So I feel like you're supposed to gain a new perspective here on what the truth is for you. And I think in March, what the truth is for you is, maybe I just need to stay single for a bit. Maybe that's where your happiness is investing in the self. Maybe that's where your happiness is. Look, we've got a rainbow here, right? It's telling you that you've gone through the hardest part of it already, Sagittarius, and that you're about to become very stable, very balanced, very lucrative in your finances. Things are about to work out for you in your pentacle world, and you don't see it coming because I think you've been through a lot. There might even be some sort of connection or love on the other side of that, but I think that's probably, we're looking at into April, yet into the springtime there. I'm going to go for now. Thank you, Sagittarius, for being here and watching. I do appreciate you, and I will be back because I'm always back. Thank you for commenting. I will be back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.